Welcome to the What's Up Verdict podcast, where we fashion ourselves cinematic judge and jury. My name is JJ Crowder, and I'm here with my co-host, Alec Burgess.
Let's get it.
We appreciate you tuning in. Go ahead and hit that follow, subscribe, like, bell notification buttons. Help you keep up with all of our episodes. Also, go check out our Patreon, where you can get in some behind-the-scenes looks. You can vote on movies, topics for movies, help really make decisions on what we're watching, what we're reviewing, what we're talking about, or at the very least, what kicks us off into a conversation that has nothing to do with the movie. But you can go check that out on our Patreon at What's Our Verdict. You don't have to pay to vote. You can just jump in and vote for free, see what we're watching. If you want the extra content, a little bit of dough to help support us. It is expensive to run a podcast, but we're not asking much. And then if you really feel frisky, you can actually give us a movie once a quarter to watch that we have to watch. And we have watched some
stupid shit
in doozies because of that shit. But yeah,
there's
we
also
love it. We
a
have
JJ OnlyFans page coming, so a little bit more money for that as well. But
yeah, my OnlyFans, it'd just be me brushing my beard. That'll be my OnlyFans. And on that weird ass note, let's jump into an equally weird ass movie to get into week 2 of our August Amy Adams Fest. We've moved past the singing and dancing and moved into some interesting shit here. But as you can see by the picture, if you're watching, if you're listening, now you get to know. It's American Hustle. It was released December 20th, 2013. It was written by Eric Warren Singer and David O. Russell. It was directed by David O. Russell. It stars Christian Bale, Amy Adams, Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence, Jeremy Renner, Louis C.K., Jack Houston, Michael Pena, Alessandro Nivola, and Paul Herman. It's about a con man, Irving Rosenfeld, along with his seductive partner, Sidney Prosser, who are forced to work for a wild FBI agent, Richie DiMasso, who pushes them into a world of Jersey power brokers and the mafia. Yeah, that was a pretty in-depth synopsis there, and pretty spot on, if I have to say, as far as synopsises go from IMDb. But all right, Alec, this is another of your picks, my friend, and I am wildly curious to hear why you picked it and what you think of this movie.
Oh, I love this movie. I picked it because I don't watch it enough. It's one that I always seem to forget exists, and then whenever I watch it, I'm just tickled the entire time, giggling, laughing. Bradley Cooper kills it, and he's just the tip of the iceberg. Amy Adams, fantastic. Then you add in Christian Bale, Jeremy Renner, just everybody else in Hollywood who shows up and does an amazing job. And then I also like this. This is what I feel like Martin Scorsese would do if he ever did comedies. Is we would have far more of the American Hustle vibe. Yeah. Because it's got a foot in that, mob, gangster, Godfather, Goodfellas kind of feel to it. Mm-hmm. And then the other foot is just in the most ridiculous shit that like James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy, ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it plays it extremely well. It shouldn't be this good based on what the story is and then the content of the movie, but I love it. I think it's phenomenal. And I don't watch it enough because I just don't know why. And so when it came Amy Adams month, I was like, oh, I know what I'm doing. American Hustle.
Absolutely. Man, I'm with you. I love this movie. I think after I give my brief intro of what I think of this movie, we can talk down into one of my only issues with the movie, which is petty, and it's me. But yeah, I listen, David O. Russell is an interesting dude, and his movies are very interesting. I've enjoyed a lot of his movies, even back to like Three Kings, which is, I don't know if you've seen that, but that's a weird one. But yeah, like I really enjoy him, and this one was in terms of, he's another one that you talk about Scorsese, and Scorsese's really great at getting together some massive ensemble casts. And David O. Russell, to your point, he does a very good job of that too these days. Like you look back over the last handful of his movies, man, and typically there's always some carryovers, just like Scorsese. So I think it's a very good comparison for directors and writers and things like that. So, But yeah, like this movie's great. I think the cast kills it. I mean, I even think like, listen, I'm not, and I've said this on the podcast a few times, Christian Bale's not my favorite, but I really enjoy him in this movie. Like the fact that this dude can look the way he looks, like his little paunch and he's balding and he's fucking looks a little goofy and talks real weird and is just kind of a weird dude, but is still able to do this con man shit at a high level. Man, I love that shit. I love the against the grain because all washed out. Because typically it's like you get a con man and they're all smooth and like, you know, you think of like Catch Me If You Can or something like that. And everybody's like smooth and good. But this dude is not that. Like, and I realize that he uses Amy Adams as like that kind of piece of the caricature, right? But it's still, I just love the dichotomy of those two and like how it works. And then you throw in Jennifer Lawrence, you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Don't put any men on the science machine.
Yeah. And you're right. Like you're taking this shit that should be very serious. Like you got all sorts of criminal shit going on, but it's just funny as fuck. So
it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's great. So yeah, I'm with you. I really enjoyed this movie. I will say that I have like the only thing that I have, and again, this is all me. Like a lot of people think this is peak David O. Russell, but I think Silver Linings Playbook is peak David O. Russell, and this movie was his follow-up to that. And so I had a hard time like letting go of the fact that Silver Linings Playbook is one of my favorite movies. Like it's top 25 for me for sure. And this movie's up in that ballpark like it wants to be, but I always compare it to Silver Linings Playbook because of the carryover cast with Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper. I can't like break those two apart for some reason when I watch it. And again, it's a me thing because they're very different movies, but at the same time, like I can't help but compare them. And this one doesn't win in that comparison for me. So that's where this one falls short. And it's so stupid that I had to say it out loud so that when the rest of this review is kind of tinged with a little bit of fucking doubt, just know it's because I'm a petty bitch.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I won't hold it against you until I can profit from it.
There you go.
But yeah, no, like you were saying with Christian Bale, and the fact that he looks the way he does, is so great because it's like kind of like the reality versus the romanticizing of it, right? Like you got Bradley Cooper playing Damaso, something like that. Damaso,
whatever it is.
And he's 100% the romanticized version of, big bust going after the mob. He's raised on stories of how they took out Capone, but he kind of missed the golden years. Versus Christian Bale is like, that's not how this fucking goes. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Stop fucking everything up.
Yeah.
You wanted this, now you want more, you want change. Like, you got to tell me what you want because that's how the plan goes. And Christian Bale's character, the Rosenthal, he's 100% the create the problem and then supply the solution. We see it in the intro where he's breaking the windows so his dad has a glass business. But he's the one who's moving all the pieces, right? And based on what the goal is, that's how you create the problem to then sell the solution. And you got freaking Damaso just like, well, now I want, and we all know somebody like that. Maybe not to that extreme, but just every single time a goal is hit, the post move. And it's like, hey, well, now I have to go back and undo all the shit I just did because what you want is now different. And I can't do it with the pieces I put into play. And so I love it because it's this kind of like reality versus the, almost the movies, right? And it's like, stop it, no, bad. Until eventually just gets fed up with it. And it's like, hey, fuck you too then.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll be the perfect patsy.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And I'm with you. And I love the way that Cooper plays this character. Like, and I'm a big fan of Bradley Cooper in general, but the way he plays this character to me is like, there it goes again. To me, talk about this is peak Bradley Cooper. Like, I think this is one case where if you want to talk about wins between Silver Linings Playbook and this, for me, Bradley Cooper steps it up even more in this because he's phenomenal in Silver Linings Playbook, but that's Jennifer Lawrence's movie, in my opinion. This one, it's hard to say it because there's so much good acting across the board, but this might be Bradley Cooper's movie to me, just because you get this comfort zone. And let me explain. You get in this comfort zone of like watching Christian Bale's character do his thing and Amy Adams stepping in and supporting him and being the actual like football in every fucking play and being able to run this. And then you got Jennifer Lawrence, who's this like loose cannon that you're like, she might fuck some shit up down the road, but then and so you're watching all this and it's going on and it's going on. And then all of a sudden you see Bradley Cooper come in and D'Amato and you're like, oh fuck, he's going to fuck this up. They're on a roll, but he's going to mess this shit up. And I love the reaction, like the facial expressions that Christian Bale puts on his character whenever he's having a conversation with Bradley Cooper. It's just like the subtlety of that acting. Like he just looks like I'm reading his mind. And in his mind, he's like, you motherfucker, you are dicking all of this up for me. I'm trying to help you.
The bridge of the nose.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's my favorite part of this movie is watching Christian Bale go, I am a genius. I figured this shit out. I got a plan and it's going to work because my shit always works. And then D'Amato or Lawrence come in, one of the two, and you could just see his face drop and his like body language go, God damn it. And it's just like,
where's my heart pills?
Yeah. This movie shouldn't be as funny as it is. Like, because it's serious shit. Like, people are doing some wild ass shit, but God bless America. I laugh so hard at this movie, even at the stuff that's not necessarily supposed to be funny because of watching Christian Bale's face, or like when Bradley Cooper and D'Amato go full on manic and they're just like, it's like moving at 100 miles a minute to get, and he's just watching, and you're watching Christian Bale just sit there going, oh my God, what are you doing? And then again, I think Amy Adams, I'm glad you picked this for Amy Adams, because while it's not like a Amy Adams movie, it doesn't work without her. You know what I mean? Because she's just all of his ability to create a plan and get it into motion. Without Amy Adams, there's not a single one of them that works. And so I love that aspect of that relationship too.
She gets a seat at the table. Nobody's going to talk to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, so I laugh way too hard at this all the time, but it's because I think it's because it goes up and down, right? So I have this like really intense moment where Bradley Cooper is just freaking out, right? Christian Bale comes in, he's got the gun and everything, and like this intense moment, and then it like cuts away and he's beating on his boss with the phone. Or just calling. He's like, I want the suite at, with the Hilton or whatever it was, the Spring Hill.
Oh, yeah.
And just the back and forth. And like you said, it's almost like a switch, like bipolar to the extreme. And instead of making you go, wow, this guy's crazy, I'm just laughing because I want to know what happens at the end of this ice fishing story. Same with.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
But he never just sits and listens to the story. It's always at the worst time where he throws, what happened to the ice fishing? Like just the timing in it makes it so comedic, and like it's like a flip of the switch, and all of a sudden we're changing directions. And normally I hate that, but in this movie it works. And I think it's because Bradley Cooper, Christian Bale, Jennifer Lawrence, even Amy Adams to an extent is like it's seamless. And even though that's typically what pulls me out and I hate it, and normally in this I'm just cackling because it's so funny and so ridiculous, while at the same time being extremely relatable. Even to the point of you got like the almost like the little meeting between the FBI director, his boss. He's just sitting on the couch going, like trying to defend his actions. And it's cutting into where he's just wailing on him. in between.
Yeah.
And then on the couch, he's all calm, like, well, I don't know if that's exactly what happened.
So good.
It is just so great that I forget the fact that fucking hell, I'm just
Camera problems, dude. I love it.
for real. So it's just works.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that it does, but it does.
Another reason that makes this movie crazy, well, and I think this is most David O. Russell helmed films like this, where he wrote, directed, like he's fully involved, is he is like a huge like let them do their thing shit. Like a lot of, I think I was watching an interview, this was years ago when it came out, that Jeremy Renner was talking about, and Christian Bale were talking about the fact that David O. Russell just like loves to let people improv through stuff. And I guess there was a moment where Christian Bale was talking to him, and he's like, excuse me, he was making these decisions about the character and what he was going to do in this scene. And he's like, you do realize, David, or whatever, that this might change the plot down the line by, me running through some of these improvs that you're loving and have me run with. And I guess the response from David O. Russell was, I hate plots, Christian. He goes, I'm all about characters and what characters do. So if that's what your fucking character will do, let's roll with it. So I think it's interesting. And I don't know. Look, I think for me personally, if I was an actor or in any field, like that kind of up in the air might give me some heart palpitations, but it obviously works because, man, this movie, and it does take some weird twists. Like you said, like who's expecting this dude to just beat the shit out of his boss and then have it be this running gag and piece of a conversation that is impacting how this whole thing goes? That had to have been improv. You know what I mean? Like there's got to be, and I think I appreciate directors from a level of viewing piece that do that, right? That let actors be actors, because a lot of times they don't. And so I think there's things that are missed. And so with this, there's obviously not anything missed, because, man, these characters are well developed. They're well understood, and there's no missing who they are and what they're doing and what they're trying to get. But man, they take some twists and turns that I imagine, at least knowing that this was so highly improved, had to have come from a lot of, let's just make this happen. Let's just make this happen. So I really enjoy that. Flash. Ta-da! Sorry, I had a Flash Gordon moment there.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Where it was a little bit like, I'm gonna try this, and in this take or whatever it is, and Dave Russell, yep, that works. Okay, moving on. And it's I almost see like, wait, you sure? Yep, nope, that's great. Cut and wrap. We'll move on to the next scene. Because there are moments where it's just it's almost just so out in left field, and I would imagine that, or if I had to guess, I would say that almost all of Jennifer Lawrence's and Christian Bale's arguments were improv. Where it's just a little fire, it's a little fire, it's fine. After she put tin foil in the microwave.
Yeah.
Like the aftermath of those, I would bet were entirely improv.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because they're just, one, so realistic.
Yeah.
And two, going off in like 4 different directions at one time, where there's no way someone would write that.
Yeah.
Because there's no point to it.
Yeah. Well, and that's, so, I mean, I know we're talking about Amy Adams movies here. And again, we mentioned that she is obviously front and center in this film and plays a huge part. But at the same time, Jennifer Lawrence does steal every scene she's in, which is a Jennifer Lawrence thing, I think. Like she's something else. And in this movie, like she's not in it that much.
Like 10 minutes.
Yeah, she's only in it a little bit, and she's in it in this like as just like more fuel for the chaos for this guy, and like, but she kills it. And to your point, like some of the things she does, you're like, oh yeah, you're I get like you can see the allure too, because you're also like, man, Amy Adams in this film is like drop dead, right? And she's a chameleon that can change to whatever. But man, you get Jennifer Lawrence and you're like, oh shit, I get it. Like that level of chaos and unpredictability. And it's funny because to me, she's in this film. And wow, we're getting serious on filming, right? And talking about this film and the writing on this. She's a mirror of Christian or Bradley Cooper's character on the flip side, right? Like this guy lives in chaos, and now he's got the same person on either side. He's got the one on the personal life. Now he's got this slightly professional piece that's driving him from the FBI side. But like, it's like, holy shit, man. Like he just surrounds himself with chaos. And the only thing that keeps him grounded is Amy Adams' character. You know what I mean? She brings him back and says, okay, we can figure this out. And it's horrid because, I mean, she knows about Jennifer. It's just wild how all the players come together in this. And like, she's so patient, but you can tell she knows that she'll never be able to be peak level con artist without him. And he knows vice versa. That's why he's always like trying to fix it. It's just this interesting weave that was pulled together between all these characters, which makes it even more fun because you're like, what's going to happen now with these two? What's going to happen? Oh, are they going to be in the same room together? That could be fucking shitty. You know what I mean? And God forbid when Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper's character are in the same room together, because those two are chaos demons, dude. And it is amazing.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a good point that I didn't really pick up on. Is Christian Bale's getting from both ends.
Yeah.
And that's why Amy Adams' character is really central to everything. Is she's the voice of reason, but even she's like, let's get the fuck out of Crazy Town, dude.
Yeah. Multiple times. She's like, what are we doing?
Like, but to have the confidence that we can just run and nobody's gonna catch us.
Yeah.
Like that is peak level confidence. Granted, if Damasio's the one chasing you, yeah, you're scot-free.
Yeah.
But if somebody else comes after you as an ounce of brain cells, then you might be in a little bit of trouble.
For sure.
But that whole thing, like I would love to see, you know, I know this is based off a true story, so we're not gonna get it, but a little spin-off of these two characters would have been so cool.
That would have been amazing.
Like just do an Ocean's 11 type American Hustle.
Yeah. Hilarious. Dude.
I will say, so a little, not necessarily a problem, but maybe nitpicky, right? We love to get nitpicky on the podcast.
Yeah,
is that the cast and characters are so great that by the time we get De Niro, I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
Or it's almost like, oh, I was wondering, you know, where's Joe Pesci at?
Yeah.
And so by the time we get there, the payoff for it wasn't there. Because everybody else is so great.
Yeah.
That De Niro seems almost like fan service.
Yeah.
Like it's a you know, adjacent mob movie. Who we gonna throw in there? Robert De Niro. We have to.
I think it's even worse because it feels like, because David O. Russell is notorious for using the same actors a lot, right? And for 3 or 4, I think De Niro's been in every movie he's done since Silver Linings Playbook, maybe even before. I'd have to look. But like, and I'm with you. I agree 100% with what you just said. And I saw it from the lens of, not only is it because, oh, we're in a mobster movie, we need a De Niro or a Pacino or a Pesci, but instead it was, oh, it's a David O. Russell movie, so we have to have De Niro. So when he popped up, I was like, fuck. I was like, you put that in there just to give Robert De Niro some cash and have him in your film. Like, because his character, while funny, and listen, De Niro's De Niro, right? So it's like, we love De Niro. He's a genius. Don't mind the squeaking in the background. My dog always picks the worst times to decide to play. But yeah, like, so De Niro's De Niro. We love having him, but it felt forced. It just felt unnecessary to have De Niro in there, because I don't think it. I mean, look, I just don't think it improved the movie all that much. It just was like, okay, well, there's De Niro, and there's this character that okay, it's funny because it's De Niro and it's fits the theme, but it's not. It's unnecessary, at least to me.
Yeah. So like here, just spitballing here. I think it would have been funny if you did De Niro, Pesci, and Pacino.
Now,
Like
that would have been
like
awesome.
they're the three guys together in a
Yeah.
way. And so then you're leading into this mobster trope, even David Russell a little bit, but you're almost again poking fun at yourself a little bit, or poking fun at the source material, the content. And
Yeah.
it's not a mobster movie unless these three guys are in it. And so I think that would have been kind of playing in with the same storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you threw the three of them in, but since it's just De Niro, by the time we got there, I was like, okay, it's not the menacing, mobster that it's supposed to be in this situation, because you have Michael Pena sitting opposite him, who is
I love
like,
Michael Pena.
It's never gonna be this kind of intense scene that you're trying for.
Yeah.
And so I would have leaned the other way and gone full comedy and been like, hey, this will be funny, because it would have been. You throw the three, de facto mobster guys into the same movie in the same scene. That would at least make me laugh.
Oh yeah. No, I would have loved that. Like that shit would have been absolutely hilarious. Just because you walk in, it's like the triumvirate of mobster actors, and that would have been hilarious as hell. And like you said, like it would have really like just leaned right into it.
Yeah. Or you do you do Pesci and De Niro there, and then Pacino's the lawyer.
Oh yeah, that would have been good too. Or even better, make Pesci the lawyer, because then it's almost like
my cousin Vinny.
Yeah, is that Vinny?
That would have been funny.
That would have been hysterical, because he could have had the same accent. Like it would have worked.
Yeah.
Oh, it shit would have been epic, dude. It shit would have been epic. Vinny's back. Watch this.
But then you keep with this kind of comedic thing that's going.
Yeah,
because it's a little jarring when you have this big wrap up coming, or you get into the third act of the movie and you have he's in trouble with everybody now because his wife can't keep her mouth shut.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great payoff at the end.
Yeah,
but when half the movie is just off the walls comedy and the other half is trying to be this kind of serious back end mob deal, it's like just pick one or the other, and the comedy is working really well. Just keep steering that way.
Yeah, I agree,
because it wouldn't affect the payoff of the movie.
Yeah,
the payoff still happens.
Yeah,
so you can almost skip this 10 minutes of trying to switch to this very serious, intense,
super drama.
Yeah, intense situation. But
no, I think it's a good call out. I never really thought about it from that perspective, because it does. The movie can, and this is a David O. Russell in general problem, but his movies are just as manic as a lot of his characters. Like they kind of give you whiplash if you're not prepared for it. And so it's like, I'm with you. I think keeping with that theme of comedy and the comedic relief, especially the oddball off the wall stuff that happens, like, that would have been fucking hilarious. And I guarantee you could have got at least Joe Pesci, probably fucking Pacino if you really. Now it would have cost you, but this movie, David O. Russell movies make fuck tons of money. So I don't know, especially at this time, man, he was killing it, dude. Between Silver Linings, this one, Joy, man, he was knocking it out of the park around this time. So it's like, I'm with you. I feel that. But you mentioned Michael Pena, and I just said it, dude. Why is Michael Pena the greatest fucking bit actor on the planet? Like,
I don't know.
Just is
not enough credit for what he does.
Seriously. And the guy doesn't lead movies, but God damn it, if he ain't one of the fucking greatest little, just insert him in here. He can be serious. He can be fucking, because he was great in The Shooter, I think it was what it was called. And then with he was awesome in that. And that was a serious role. And then you get him in like Ant-Man, where he's fucking steals the entire movie with like the voiceover scenes and shit. And then like I was like Ant-Man 2, I was like, motherfucker, if Michael Pena doesn't get a goddamn go,
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose my shit. Because that was two of the best parts of the whole first movie. And then you get him in something like this, where like people are just able to riff off him so well. Like the whole line where he's like, where I think it's Christian Bale is like, the fuck do you care? You're Mexican. And like Michael Pena's face, just like, I was like, this is amazing. But only Michael Pena can pull that shit off. I swear to God. But he's just, every time I see Pena, I'm like, okay, I can get behind this movie. I like it.
He doesn't have to spend a lot of time on screen either.
No.
Like, you can give him the 3 minutes he got in this movie, and it's beautiful. Perfect. And you could give him a major role like you did in the Shooter series. And again, he shows up and does his job, and it's perfect. And even in Ant-Man, like Ant-Man did so well because he was there. And then I think it was a third one where they didn't do it.
Yep.
Like he didn't show up. I hate that movie.
Yeah.
Now it's no worse than Ant-Man 1 and Ant-Man 2. The only thing that's different is Michael Pena.
No Michael Pena. I didn't get my summarization of what's going on and the weird. Yeah, shit's so good.
And it's just one of those things. Like he's the perfect. Hey, we need a spot filled.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be someone who's going to necessarily overshadow the scene or steal it and away. But it's a solid, just. Like, you can't be mad at him for coming in and showing up. And like, oh, great, solid performance.
Yeah, he's not a scene stealer, but he makes the scenes better. Yes. Like, he's a scene improver. Like, it could be a great scene, but when you throw Pena in there, he's going to make it better without stealing it in most cases. Now, he does steal some, but like, in most cases, he just adds to it, adds value to the scene, which is amazing. I love it. All right, should we rate this thing?
Let's do it.
All right, Alex, it's your movie. Kick us off, buddy. What are you rating American Hustle?
I'm giving it 4.5.
Nice.
I don't think it's one of those sleeper movies. I don't think it gets enough talked about credit, and I think it might be because it doesn't really have a place. Right? We kind of talked about it. It's not necessarily a comedy, and it's not necessarily a drama, and it's not necessarily a mobster movie, and it's not necessarily a romance film, but it is all of those things at the same time. So it's hard to focus on, but it is such a great watch every single time. And so I'm gonna give it a 4.5. We'll watch it again, 100%.
Love it. I am going to do the same thing. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. Again, it's not my peak David O. Russell movie, but it's second in command for sure. I think the ensemble cast, the wonky, just like all over the place, which for me, typically, I've bitched about that in so many movies. Like, I am not a fan, but it works in David O. Russell movies. Like, I think he gives enough freedom, but reins in and keeps to the structure of the story well enough that it doesn't derail anything. And it actually adds value from a comedic level. And like, it keeps you on your toes when you're watching his movies, like, cause you don't know exactly what's going to happen next. And so, and there's always these little overarching story beats that carry through, even if they're not talking about that particular thing directly in the movie, or it's not playing into that. You can always see how it fits into the bigger picture of it, which I think is a direct testament to the writing and the directing of David O. Russell and why his movies are so successful. They can be wonky and weird and silly, but they still follow that story structure and keeps you going from start to finish with what you need to do. Now, he has some missed beats, like we talked about with De Niro, things like that, but overall, they're very successful in telling a story in a very fun and interesting way that keeps you very engaged, in my opinion. So, yeah, 4.5. I will definitely watch it again. A lot of David O. Russell movies on my watch it anytime list, and this one's really high up there. So, 4.5. Good choice. Good movie. Mattson missed out once again. This guy, he's gonna wish he was here for the first two and not me for the last two, because I'm about to ruin his fucking world. Anyway, yeah. There it is. American Hustle. Alec, tell everybody where they can find us if they're not sitting here watching us right now.
Happy to. So like JJ said at the beginning, this is week 2 of AAA month. That's Amy Adams August.
Right.
And we got 2 more weeks, 2 more movies. Like JJ also said, is the best place to get involved with the podcast is on Patreon. You can go on What's Our Verdict Reviews, vote on movies. That is absolutely free. You can vote on if we let Mattson back on the podcast or not. We kicked him off. Man of the people. Not true. The people spoke and they voted him off. So you can vote him back on if you want to for the next little bit. But voting is completely free. We put up categories. We put up movies that are within those categories. You can vote on both and help direct the content into something that you want to see. There is a little bit more, about 550 bonus videos, ranging from outtakes and bits to making fun of each other, all the way up to full-length episodes of requested movies that nobody should ever watch, but we've done it for you. That is behind a little bit of a paywall, but it is well worth it, with hours and hours of content and just good vibes. Look at that. I'm hip. I know slang words. But without that, not going on Patreon, not wanting to be a part of that, you can still find us on YouTube, where you can see our faces in the light or in the dark, as what's going on this episode for me. But that way you can put a name to the face and a face to the name, and follow us there, subscribe, do all that. We love comments, so leave us a nice comment or leave us a mean comment. Either one works. It makes our world go around. With that, I'll kick it back to our fearless leader, the Maharaja of MASH, the Wazir of WAP, a JJ.
Thanks, buddy. I love it. Yeah, go check us out at all the places. Even listening to us on your way to work. What a way to start your day. That's all I'm saying. So there it is. We'll kick back into our next couple movies here coming soon with Amy Adams August. But for now, we appreciate you tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Cinemagic out.